than they did. But regardless, very, very convincing win from them. Well disciplined play and a good communication from the Gank squad, led by that Sleesel Axe, and a lot of action in that one, and they were able to decapitate the entire lineup of Union Gaming in more ways than one. Still had most of their tier 2s standing when they mega creeped Union Gaming. So unfortunately, Union drops to 10-7. One more loss here. They will succumb to the position of a 4-way tie for 4th place with Boreal, as well as I believe the house is down and Leviathan. I'm gonna have to double check on the Brazilian team. Not sure if it was Pain or the house is down. I believe Pain may be in 2nd place though. And taking a look, yeah, it is the house is down. Pain is in 2nd place, so Union Gaming drops to 10-8 here if they lose. Boreal, the house is down. Leviathan are all tied for 5th at 10-8 right now, as Union is 10-7. Wheelwreck while whistling 16-1 currently, looking to go 17-1, well within reach of 1st place. In fact, well out of reach of everyone else. They are 16-1 right now to the 12-6 of the 2nd place Pain Gaming. So doing very well. Post that standings there in chat for you guys, and you can check that out if need be. Thanks again for joining me, guys. This is game 2, and hopefully we'll see a good one. Elder Titan Vengeful Spirit is the 1-2 from W4. First pick Ogre Magi from Union Gaming. And the Peruvian squad going to look for a very strong early, mid, and late game hero. In that Ogre Magi is really able to get a lot of harass done early on, especially Boot's first build. And if he's able to get up that Orb of Venom. With that 6 base armor, pretty much 7 base armor if you get 1 Ironwood Branch. And the Bloodlust does scale well into the late game as well. Hope you guys are enjoying the cast. I'm hungover as hell, so casting in cold sweats here. But trying to bring you guys all the best Dota coverage. We had some I-League going on, as well as the GG League today on HeflaTV, and now just rounding it out with some JDL right before the Summit Grand Finals. So certainly thank you for joining us on this lovely Sunday, and a good evening to all of you on the East Coast, and a good late night to all of you over in Central Europe. So we will see what directions the draft is taken in here. Believe the bans are almost identical. Void was banned out by W4. They didn't ban the Brew, however, they did have that on their side for I'm a Sheep Sucks. And the Jakiro Death Prophet bans are identical from game 1 from Union Gaming here. So they are going to pick up the Skywrath with the Ogre. They'll ban out the Terrorblade, so they won't look to pick that up once again for Ben Haz. But they will take it out of the pool. And Skywrath, Ogre, very strong roaming combo for obvious reasons. The magic damage amplification from the Ancient Seal with the Fire Blast works very well. Ignite also does a hell of a lot of damage, especially early on, and a lot of spam ability with the Arcane Bolt from the Skywrath Mage. Of course, Fire Blast into Mystic Flare is very real as well. And we will see the Ember Spirit banned from W4. So banning a lot of the heroes they chose to use last game. Don't want to face up against that Ember. And they don't want to use that Ember for themselves. For Relic, who played fairly well on it last game as well, did have to fight into an Orchid, so whenever that wasn't purged off by the repel of the Omni Knight, he did have a little bit of trouble in a few of those team fights, but a very effective buyback in the mid lane engagement when they were pushing up high ground to grab Ben Haz and I believe the Dazzle on the way out. And they get 2 kills there. That allows them to take racks, as there were very few buybacks on the side of Union Gaming. So good decision making from Relic and Wheelwreck while whistling as a whole. And they'll pick up the Venomancer. So Resident Sleeper in chat here, guys. Gonna be a little bit boring in that mid lane if that's where the Veno goes. But either way, gonna have a lot of push with those max Plague Wards and a lot of anti-push as well, counter push. So that'll be very nice for the side of W4. They have the Elder Titan as well as the Vengeful Spirit. So it looks like that will perhaps be the support combo, unless they put the ET in the offlane and this Veno is not a core. But generally you do see core Veno. Veno without farm is more underwhelming than most heroes without farm. I'd compare it to the likes of a Silencer without farm. He's basically just an ultimate at that point. So I would expect them to put the Veno in a core role for W4, but I haven't seen enough of them to know if they run that fairly often. So either way, we'll see how these teams fare in this one, and where Union Gaming wants to take their draft. They're going to ban out the Razor. Tide is going to be banned out by the side of W4, and they are going to seem to look to ball up, so Tide would certainly put a fork in their plans, and definitely a wise ban from them. Storm Spirit will be the pickup from Union Gaming. Interesting pickup from them. A lot of initiation potential. He also synergizes super well with the Skywrath Mage, with basically what is a free Orchid in the Ancient Seal before he's able to get that up. Of course, Skywrath Mage gonna have to roam around with him and is a little bit slow, so we'll have to be there. There is a Drow pickup from W4. Very interesting pickup. The Drow Ranger here is a little bit susceptible to this Storm Spirit gank, as well as the burst potential from the Ogre, the Skywrath, and the Storm, and is going to rely on her Gust, as well as some swaps, some very nicely timed swaps from this Vengeful Spirit. So we'll see who picks up that Vengeful, whether it be Fan of Soyon or Derp, or even perhaps Sleesel. But either way, going to be very interesting to see if they're able to sustain this Drow Ranger, who certainly can do a lot of damage and does have ranged heroes in the Venomancer and the Vengeful to buff up with that Precision Aura. But again, they're going to find some more initiation into the Drow, as well as some sustainability in terms of the Blur with the Phantom Assassin, and I really feel like this Drow Ranger is going to have a terrible time in this one. PA able to blink in, Concussive Shot able to close the gap, Storm Spirit Ball Lightning able to close the gap as well. And Drow's going to have a rough time in this mid game. They're going to need a space creating mid laner for sure. And they've already got this Vino, so doesn't look like that will be the case for W4. And it will be interesting to see how they round out their lineup to protect this Drow. But thus far, really favoring the draft of Union Gaming. The jump in, one bash, or the Fire Blast can allow for the Mystic Flare to happen. Of course, the Electric Vortex can also synergize well with that Mystic Flare, and is quite a long disable at level 4. 2.5 seconds is more than enough for that Mystic Flare to get off. It lasts for 2.5 as well, 2.4 in fact, after the little nerf to that. And we will see Timber ban from W4, so they're not going to give that back over to Leo Style, and the Templar Assassin ban from Union Gaming. So there's a snowbally mid that can certainly create space, as I mentioned, which is really what is needed for this Drow Ranger to survive through the early game. Like, as soon as that Storm gets level 6 up, she's going to be very, very hard pressed to reveal herself anywhere on the map without the Vengeful Spirit waiting in the wings. And they will pick up the Omni here, so that is certainly a way to help keep the Drow up with that Repel. They can jump in, seal her up, and Vortex her, and then that Repel will purge those off. So we're going to have to see this Omni Knight posture defensively behind the Drow Ranger all game. This will mean the Tricore of W4, however, is Vino, Drow, Elder, Titan. So not the most potent core trio in terms of damage output. They do have the Natural Order to help out the Drow, but the Precision Aura isn't really great either for W4, as Venomancer's right clicks are not really what makes him a strong hero. It's more the wards, the slows, the ultimate, of course, is a hell of a lot of damage. And the Vengeful Spirit, not really a hero that looks to right click much, does look to buff you up with the Vengeful Aura, as well as that Wave of Terror, but is more of just a positioning and disabling hero on the Venge. So going to be very interesting to see how this works out for W4, albeit they are 4 games ahead of second place at this point, and perhaps just trying out something a little different, a little more new. And Union Gaming will round out their lineup with an Earthshaker, so will perhaps be, it looks to be a core Earthshaker here, as Jericho does pick that up. Very interesting pick. There's some more long range initiation as well for this Drow Ranger. Once again, they can blow up the Omni Knight too. No units from the side of W4, so nothing to buff up that Echo Slam much, but the right click is very good into their lineup, as Repel, of course, does not stop physical damage, and there is the squishiness of the Drow to deal with there. So that Max Enchant Totem plus a Crystallis and a Blink will be able to have quite a bit of kill potential on I'm a Sheep Sucks. And yep, things gonna look very difficult at this point for the side of W4. They will pick up the Dire side here, and first pick did go to Union Gaming, so I really do favor Union's draft here. Not a huge fan of that last pick, Earthshaker, but it could work out very well. and probably will be up against a Vino mid lane, so nothing too much to worry about. Actually, it might be against, yeah, it probably will be against the Vino. It could have been against the Drow, but you definitely will want to see that Omni babysitting the Drow Ranger and allowing her to find that farm and her levels. So in that sense, I do expect the Drow to go towards the safe lane. But either way, let's introduce the teams here, or lack thereof, as most of them are standards. But Union Gaming, Ben Haz playing on the 1 position. Phantom Assassin without the Arcana. Come on, Ben Haz, you got to get the Arcana. Step the game up. Leo Style in the mid lane on the Storm Spirit. And we will see, hurrah, taken towards the bot lane. Matt Damon, Gyred Mage on Baka. Or Baka on the Skywrath Mage. Jericho playing on what seems to be a core Earthshaker for the time being. And Greedy playing that Ogre Magi. He actually played the Invoker last game, so perhaps it's a core Ogre with a support Earthshaker. And going to be interesting to see that. It looks like we do have the offlane Ogre. Boots first build is going to drop a ward here. But either way, for the side of Wheel Wreck while whistling, Drow Ranger in the 1 position, picked up by Sleesel here. Fan of Soyon is going to grab up that Vengeful Derp once again on the Omni Knight Relic in the mid lane once again, but on the Venomancer this time. And I'm a Sheep Sucks going to take up the off lane as he did in the last game on the Elder Titan, the Maker of Worlds. So should be a pretty passive early game from Wheelwreck, but should be a very aggressive one, so it seems, from the side of Union Gaming. And they are going to opt for probably a safe lane tri-lane around the PA, and Jericho will just look to block up the wave with a Fisher for the units, for his offlaner in the Ogre Magi. So we probably will just do that here. Jericho, there's the Fisher, and the block gonna happen now. He will rotate back to find his mana and probably proceed to go back down to the safe lane. Bounty Rune picked up by the Vengeful Spirit. So a nice little easy last hit there for Fan of Soyon. And it will be a safe lane try from both teams, it seems. Actually, the Earthshaker may rotate up towards this off lane, so it could be a dual lane with that Ogre. And I would have liked to see an aggressive try there. The Elder Titan, not terrible matchup for Ben Haz. He'll still find his farm and be able to with that Stifling Dagger either way. So either way, Baka has a lot of harass available, so it will secure Ben Haz's farm. They shouldn't have too much kill potential on this Greedy Ogre Magi. And Greedy certainly a good name to have to be an Ogre Magi. With Fan of Soyon waiting in the wings with Derp as well. They do have quite a bit of nuke, but I don't know if they have enough lockdown, and the physical damage from the Drow is going to be mitigated by that 7 base armor with 1 GG branch, as I was speaking of. And he's already level 2 on this Ogre Magi, and we will see rotations toward the mid lane from Jericho. So he's got the Fisher at the ready for the Storm Spirit for Relic here. Relic is postured up pretty defensively. 5 and 4 is the CS for the Storm Spirit, 3 and 2 on Relic, and they do ping out Jericho now. So there is the Overlord load gonna land onto Relic. He's gonna catch a Gale in the face though for Leo Style, and Relic gonna have to rotate down towards the river. So Jericho is gonna back him out of lane for the time being. Not sure exactly why these units decided to follow around, but that's actually very nice for the Radiant side there. Won't push into the tower. Relic will find a couple of those hits under the tower, but he may have found almost a full wave somewhere around there. So that's actually nice for the Storm Spirit here. And Leo Style will continue to farm very well in this mid lane. Opted for a 1-1 build, 1-1-1 build thus far, perhaps because they thought they had some kill potential on that Vino. Usually don't see Vortex skilled up this early. Usually see Max in the Overload for the last hitting in the mid lane. But either way, Ben Haz farming well, 11 and 5, as is Sleesel though on the Drow Ranger, 12 and 3. So that's pretty much a wash at this point in terms of laning equivalents. And everything looking good early on for both sides, but it looks like the biggest advantage being accrued is by Union Gaming in the mid lane for Leo Style. And Greedy has found quite a bit in this off-lane dual lane. Fire Blast is going to go out onto Sleesel. There's a Fisher block there. They're going to dodge the Purification. Ignite going to land as well. Wave of Terror coming in from the side, though. Jericho is looking to be dead here. One more right click from Sleesel will bring him down. In fact, Derp chasing onto Greedy as well. Magic Missile goes out there. Purification going to land. One more Frost Arrow. This dual lane getting punished. And Fan of Soyon will take the last hit there. Derp gonna catch a parting gift in the face with that Fire Blast and a couple of tower hits, but he'll be just fine to tango up. And in the mid lane, they do find the Venomancer. One more Arcane Bolt and a right click should find the Elder Titan as well. Baka with that haste rune, gonna salve up, barely survives, 4 HP. And nice 2-0 in the mid lane, going the way of Union Gaming. However, 2-0 going the way of Wheelwreck in the top lane. The draw was involved in that, but this Storm Spirit is going to be able to snowball Lightning in that mid game, and has opted now to max out the Overload here, and will be level 5 shortly. So unfortunately, the Venomancer not doing extremely well in the mid lane for Relic, and is not going to be as influential as his mid game Ember Spirit was in the last game, that's for sure. So Wheelwreck having a little bit of a questionable start. I'm gonna have to punish them for the side of Union Gaming though to continue to keep this up, but he does put quite a bit of harass into Leo style with that level 2 in Poison Sting, and it looks like I'm a Sheep Sucks is gonna get cussed here bot lane. He will drop the Echo Stomp, but a nice Fisher to cancel it. Very well timed by Jericho, comes in right in the last millisecond of the channeling of that stomp, and looks like we need a second for Union Gaming here, but very nice kill for Ben Has in the bot lane on the PA. Already has treads up, and not sure what the hell that says. Bye. It seems like it says bye on the map from Fan of Soyon, interestingly enough. And things gonna stagnate for the time being. Dead. Yeah, dead. They're all dead. Unfortunate. Either way, Greedy not finding too much in this offlane, is looking to build into a soul ring on that Ogre Magi. Has already died once, does have 7 last hits though, which is not terrible. We compare that to his laning equivalent, it's exactly the same for I'm a Sheep Sucks, and even the item progression is pretty much exactly the same. 2 deaths on that ET though after going down here. Level 4. Greedy is level 4 as well. May be able to find a creep's worth of experience or 2 before that Elder Titan is back in lane, but I'm a Sheep Sucks already returned to lane here. And Ancestral Spirit gonna go out, harass Ben Has a bit, and does not scout the tree line, however, where Jericho resides currently, and he is almost level 4. Perhaps he doesn't want to soak up that first point of Enchant Totem by getting near the wave, but is actually going to rotate out towards the rune, which is not up for another full minute. So perhaps we'll just look to aggress behind the trees to find I'm a Sheep Sucks, and they do rotate in Fan of Soyon, however, who may run into this Earthshaker here for Jericho to posture up defensively for his Elder Titan and be there with a magic missile if need be. Gonna run right into Jericho here. He's gonna turn tail here as the mid laner is pretty relatively close nearby, and Jericho will be able to back out without any aggression towards him. Mid lane, take a look at the matchup once again. 28-7 for Leo Style up against the 21-8 for Relic. But he is getting harassed quite a bit as these Plague Wards do get leveled up. Level 2 Plague Wards, level 2 Poison Sting available for this Venomancer. And Relic gonna start to recover a little bit in mid lane. Zip forward though, there's the bottling up, and Relic could go down here. Leo Style gonna catch a Gale. One more Ball Lightning, he needs one more right click, does stick up, will get it. Will even disjoint one of the tower hits with that last Ball Lightning, and is gonna tick pretty low. But in the meantime, bot lane, we do see the Elder Titan go down. Jericho caught out a bit, and he will get the negative Urn charge there. The Stifling Dagger comes out though. Ben Has blinks in, one more right click. He'll be able to bring down Fan of Soyon as well. Double kill going the way of the PA. Things looking very good early on for the Peruvian squads. Looking to save your rares. For those of you who bet over on Dota2PestYolo.com, where you can find most of our games for HeflaTV. And Union looking very good early on. They do lose Greedy in the top lane, however. Derp gonna find that kill with the help of Sleesel. Looks like Sleesel was aggressed on. An interesting build from the Drow Ranger is going for that max agility build here for the Precision Aura, but it doesn't really buff up her team too much. Jericho is in the wings with a Fisher ready in 10 mana. And we'll be able to drop that onto I'm a Sheep Sucks again. Doesn't have Vision of the Titan. Neither does the Titan of him at this point. And it looks like I'm a Sheep Sucks rotating down towards that bounty rune. He'll find a nice little pickup for himself there. Ben Has still free farming though. 44 CS to the 46 of Sleethel's Drow. Also has 3 kills. Sleethel's been involved in 3, but only has the 1. and will gust up Greedy for now. Will get repelled, put some damage into the tower. And we do see I'm a Sheep Sucks rotating over towards the mid. He's going to scout out Baka. And Relic is going to know that's available. Fan of Soyan rotating in as well. So perhaps looking to bait in the Storm Spirit. I'm a Sheep Sucks though, rotating out back towards the bottom lane. So he will not be there for an Echo Stomp if that was the case. But he will be able to stomp up Benhaz in the bot lane here, who has picked up a Perseverance. Now Fisher Block is ready here, and Earth Splitter gonna go out. Animation comes a little bit late. Benhaz gonna get caught with that Earth Splitter, but another death for the I'm a Sheep Sucks Elder Titan, unfortunately. Relic in the mid lane battling up with Leo Style. They're gonna look for this rune here, and Gale is gonna connect. Nice, a Vortex, however. He's gonna pick up the bounty. Will be able to clean up his bottles for Leo Style. Will be able to zip to the high ground. Should be just fine, even though he's Galed up. Baka there with support if need be. And actually Fan of Soyan rotating around, but Leo Style smartly will TP out before he's seen, and Leo Style will have to rotate back. Won't find the Storm Spirit here. Picks up his treads on the Storm Spirit, does Leo Style, and will be able to walk back towards that mid lane healthy. Ben almost has enough for the Claymore, and does now pick it up. So very quick Battle Fury for this PA. Should be around the 12-minute mark. Does throw a Stifling Dagger into I'm a Sheep Sucks. Is he going to blink forward? No, stop casting that Phantom Strike. Echo Stomp going to come out, damage the wave quite a bit. Fan of Soyan is pretty aggressively positioned here in the top lane, but they are going to have to TP in Derp for at least kill potential here. But Fan of Soyan will rotate it out now for the time being. And Jericho bot lane with an invisibility rune. Has 3 levels in that Fisher. So max support Earthshaker here from Jericho. And I'm a Sheep Sucks still pretty killable in this bot lane. Top lane though, they're going to bring down the Skywrath Mage. And Greedy going to try and TP out. Will they have enough damage? They do not. Ogre a little too tanky versus that physical damage. Meanwhile, TPs are max TPs in the bot lane. Benhaz going to get caught with a magic missile. Nice Fisher to block out Relic though. Benhaz should be able to rotate out here. Courier is there as well. Almost gets killed by the tower. Benhaz trying to TP out. Magic missile not available. And smart TP from the PA there. Plague Ward not going to be able to drop the Courier, but Benhaz actually TP'd back to that tier 1. And Repel up onto Sleesel. Derp will find the last hit on the tower in the top lane. Leo Style is rotating up, however. Ancient Seal up onto Derp. Sleesel getting very aggressive, and Leo Style will be able to come in and perhaps clean up this Drow Ranger. He is rotating over. There are TPs out from the Drow Ranger. Derp is in danger though. And the zip is ready. It's going to come from downtown from Leo Style, knowing they need to cancel that TP. And just a little consolation prize for Union Gaming, as he did have to rotate well out of that mid lane. Does give Relic some space to farm, and they only get an Omni Knight for it. No Drow Ranger, so smart repel TP out by the Drow Ranger. Morbid Mask available on that Drow now. Will go for the Mask of Madness, it seems. If not a Helm of Dominator, but generally you do see the Mask of Madness. I'm a Sheep Sucks back down in the bot lane with his Tranquils and his Soul Ring at the ready. Greedy found anything pretty much exactly the same. This Elder Titan Ogre offlaners both very weak, and not enough potential there. They will rotate in mid, and there will be a tower down for Sleesel for mid for the side of Wheel Rex while whistling. And Leo Style gonna be a little bit susceptible to the gust in mid lane, but he will crow his bottle back. Does pick up an Oblivion Staff on his way to his Orchid. How's Benhaz doing on the way to the Battle Fury? He's very, very close to around a 12-minute Battle Fury, and he should be able to pick that up within the next wave or so. And that's a very awesome timing for the Battle Fury, but they are looking to take down the tower in the mid lane. Mask of Madness, Repel, very nice combo there. They can't jump in on this Drow Ranger as long as the Repel is up. TPs are back now from the Ogre Magi though, and it looks like everyone will retreat from the side of Wheelwreck while gaming. I'm a Sheep Sucks is standing in the tree line here with Fan of Soyan, and Baka gonna rotate around the corner. Look at the Radiant Vision. They cannot see them at the moment. Jericho gonna walk right into the Elder Titan, however. Fisher onto 2. Concussive Shot is gonna go out onto the Drow Ranger. Magic Missile into the face of Jericho. Gale's gonna connect as well. He's gonna go down. Earth Splitter not gonna land on Baka. And things going to stagnate now. Leo Style in the back line has looked to find the Drow Ranger, but Purification is there. He will have to ball up to the high ground and will survive himself, but as does Sleesel's Drow Ranger, unfortunately. For the side of Union Gaming, they lose the Earthshaker for nothing, but Ben has found his Battle Fury now and 700 gold. 12 minutes in, they are going to look to take down this tier 2. Should be successful in the mid lane. Glyph is not here. One last right click from Sizzle. Going to bring that down. Stifling Dagger into Relic though. Fisher goes out. Fire Blast as well. Mystic Flare completely going to whiff. Guardian Angel is popped here. And the Poison Nova will go out onto Dude Jericho, and Greedy catching that. Jericho trying to TP out. Will he be able to do so? He does not tick down in the fountain. Greedy's going to be able to rotate out as well. Storm Spirit jumping forward. Ben has been isolated here. Purification going to land. PA is going to go down. That's a high net worth target dropping for Union, and all of their early game advantage has been pretty much thrown over here, and it looks like they will look to go high ground. Greedy is going to get swapped back. Phantom Swan will drop, but as does the Ogre, and they can still push here. There's no buybacks available for the side of Union Gaming. Ball forward though from Leo Style. He's jumped onto Sleesel. He'll get purified, however. Fisher does go out. One more ball lightning going to clean up the Drow Ranger, and some nice return kills found by the Peruvians on the Drow Ranger, as well as that Vengeful, but they do lose their tier 2 as well as their PA. However, PA has found Treads and Battle Fury at this point and will be able to accelerate her farm and stay atop the net worth thereafter probably. However, Yasha being built into by this Drow Ranger does have a couple of Wraith Bands already, as well as the Aquila, the Mask of Madness, and the Tread. So farming very well is Sleesel on the Drow Ranger, but once again still level 9. Is lower than both the PA and the Storm Spirit, and can get jumped in on by the Storm. They do have the Omni Knight to protect her, but will it be enough for this Drow Ranger? Ben has farming in the top lane. He's going to find some CS here. 91 CS on this PA. That's well above the Drow at 76 at the top of the board, but did feed over that one death there, which was fairly costly, and a nice little pickup for Wheelwreck while whistling. Leo Style in the mid lane, looking towards that Orchid, is finding a few last hits here. Needs that second Oblivion Staff still, and does have just about enough gold to purchase that up now. Needs about 100 or 200 more, and will have to find that recipe. 4 heroes in the bot lane for W4. They're going to find an easy tower here, but aggressing from the high ground is Jericho and Greedy and the Skywrath Mage. And the Fisher is there. It is going to land on I'm a Sheep Sucks. Well placed by Jericho. Mystic Flare Fire Blast is there as well. One last right click from Baka. Actually, the Arcane Bolt going to clean it up. They will get a tier 1 as well. And going to miss the last hit, unfortunately. But looks like their tier 2 is very much in trouble in this bot lane. And with the Drow Ranger, they're able to bring this down so quickly with the Plague Lords. Going to place one here for Relic to scout out any defensive TP. Sleesel going to find that tower again. And a lot of farm for this Drow Ranger already. They've brought down 1, 2, 3, 4 outer tier towers. Actually 5 outer tier towers, as the tier 2 in mid went down as well. Only the tier 2 in the offlane, one of the least important towers in the game standing for Union Gaming. They will find a tower trade of their own, however, and it doesn't look like they're able to defend this for W4. Ben has going to look to find the last hit here, and he does, so very nice pickup for Union Gaming. Ben has 1,300 gold in addition to an Ogre Axe on the way to that BKB, but meanwhile, I'm going to look to sneak Roche from W4, and they will be successful in doing so. So despite not being level 11 yet, Drow does now have 2 lives, and will be able to jump into these engagements and find quite a bit. So things are going to stagnate for the moment. We'll take a look at the metrics, guys. 1,500 net worth lead for Union Gaming, 4K in the way of experience, but it looks like WH are looking to ball up and end this soon. Perhaps they have dinner dates to get to on this Sunday night. They are going high ground very early when the Storm Spirit is still very effective. However, that Repel is going to keep Sleesel up, and he does a lot of damage. They're going to force Ben has the TP back here, and the Concussive Shot is going to fly out as well as the Fisher, but Repel going to be there for the Drow Ranger. Stifling Dagger going to fly out, going to crit, but doesn't really matter at this point, as they will back off, wait for the next Repel here, which is only level 2, so it is 8 seconds on a 14-second cooldown, but still a lot of uptime for that spell, which is a very good one. And Echo Stomp, they're going to be there. Gust onto the Storm Spirit. Few right clicks coming out from Sleesel. He will back off for the time being. Stomp is there, only going to land on 2. Actually lands on 2 very nicely on Benhaz and Skywrath Mage. Stifling Dagger going to go out onto an illusion here, not going to find much. Baka, concussive shot onto Sleesel. Relic, or Repel is up. Man, that's going to piss me off. Purification out onto Sleesel as well as the Repel. And will take some damage from the tower, but putting a lot of chip damage. Slow siege onto the high ground. Fisher's going to be there a little bit early from Jericho. Jump down though from Leoside, trying to bait out that Repel, but the purification is there once again. Drow going to be sustained. Plague wards are being amassed here by Relic, and they will take down this tier 3 with relative ease, it seems. Gust out onto the Storm Spirit. Gale's going to hit as well onto Leo Style. Wave of Terror is there. Jump forward. Echo Slam on 2 though. Poison Nova is going to be popped. Jericho's going to catch an Earth Splitter to the face. Fisher drops out on a few. 1 goes down, and they're going to Ball Lightning back. Benhaz does find a kill. Leo Style double kill there. Fire Blast out onto the Jaw Ranger. Stifling Dagger not quite enough to bring him down. Purification is there. Greedy will fall, and a swap back onto Benhaz. He's going to be able to blink up to the high ground. He catches a magic missile, however, is going to dodge one of the right clicks from Zhao, 2 of the right clicks from Zhao. Oh, the RNG. Benhaz is still alive, and the Aegis is there. Leo Style trying to bring down the Omni Knight, and he will be able to do so. Sleesel going to try and find Leo Style here. Gust is not there. Fire Blast jump in from Benhaz. Benhaz going to find the kill on that Drow Ranger. Huge win on the high ground for Union Gaming. Wow, the RNG for Benhaz. Level 4 Blur doing work there. 3 hits missing from the Drow Ranger. If 2 of those hit, 2 out of those 4 hit, if 50% of those hit, and there is 50% evasion. So very nice bit of RNG from Benhaz. 3 out of 4 hits being dodged. If 2 of those 4 hit, he probably goes down. 50% Blur doing work there. Fan of Soyon a little bit low in the mid lane, looking for that Yule's Scepter. Still needs the Sage's Mask as well as the recipe for that. Benhaz has not quite found the BKB. It probably is coming out though. Yep, does have enough with that last kill on the Drow Ranger. Is sitting atop the net worth chart now. Leo Style doing work in that engagement. Couple of kills. Does pick up his Orchid now, so they will be able to Orchid up that Omni Knight and bring down this Drow very shortly. So that is a huge pickup there. Benhaz finds his BKB as well. So things looking very, very good for Union Gaming. And Leo Style jumping around in that engagement, doing a lot of work, able to bring down the Titan as well as Relic, I believe, on the Venomancer. And things looking very scary for W4 now that the Orchid is up. And Soul Ring also purchased up by Leo Style. He'll be able to transition that into a Bloodstone shortly hereafter, and does have enough for an energy booster if he wants it at this point. Greedy looking for a 4-staff. Very tame build from him. Taking a look at the Elder Titan, looking for a Yule's. And once again, they're roughly the same in terms of net worth on the Titan and the Ogre. So it's almost like having 3 supports here with that core Ogre. He does have roughly the same net worth as Baka and Jericho on the Skywrath and the Earthshaker respectively. It looks like Wheelwreck not giving up on this one. They're looking to go right back towards the high ground here. And there is a smoke wrap happening from Jericho as well as Baka with Leo Style here. So they are going to throw in an illusion here and try and bait this out. Ancient Seal up onto the Omni Knight, but they're not going to follow this up quite yet. Jump in, Echo Slam onto 2. Ben has BKB pop, is going to bring down the Earthshaker. Swap back to Jericho into the Earth Splitter. Earthshaker will go down. Fire Blast going to clean up Relic here. Ben has going to look to put some punishment into I'm a Sheep Sucks. He drops himself, however. I'm a Sheep Sucks going to go down to the Ogre here. And the Fire Blast will be there 3 times. Multicast onto the Venge. Leo Style going to finish that off. Triple kill for the Storm Spirit. 5 going down for the side of Wheelwreck. They do lose their PA in the process, however. Leo Style doing work. Ancient Seal up onto the Omni Knight and then the Orchid to follow. And the Drow Ranger goes down to Leo Style and the back lines. Very nice fight for Union Gaming. Taking a look at the graphs, going to spike in their favor, both in experience and gold. Almost 8k in the way of net worth. Actually, 9k at this point. If you take a look, and about a 3k net worth lead. So things going their way. Certainly, the Storm Spirit has snowballed fairly effectively and can build a Bloodstone fairly soon. Only needs about 200 gold for that, and does have enough now for that Soul Booster. Does still need the recipe, I believe, if there is a recipe on that. Yep, so recipe 800 gold for the Bloodstone after the rework. And
for justice.
Derp derp. has found a headdress, so perhaps building into a mechanism for his team, but not much else in the way of item progression. Sanjin Yasha up on Sleesel. In addition to that, Mom and 1100 gold, but hasn't really found enough to be very scary on this Drow Ranger. Taking a look at the hero levels, is level 11 to the 14 and 16 of Ben Haz's PA and Leo Style Storm Spirit respectively, and Storm Spirit very easily can find some solo pick potential with this level 3 Ball Lightning. So very nice skill to have for Leo Style. If he's able to pick off that Omni Knight at any point, or even the Venomancer, they can certainly jump in and look to go high ground for the side of Union Gaming. Still have 2 healthy tier 2s though for W4 up here, and they will be just fine in that sense. So things going to stagnate for the moment. Yule Scepter picked up now by Amaship Sucks on the Titan. That's a very nice pickup both defensively and offensively for him. He has been dropping pretty early in most of these engagements, and taking away the natural order from Wheelwreck while whistling is very big priority for Union Gaming, and that does allow them to do a lot more work in these team fights. 2,000 gold up onto Ben Haz. We'll see if he looks to build perhaps into an H-Dom Satanic here. He can build into a Basher very soon as well, if that's his choice of item progression. Bloodstone now picked up from Leo Style, so we'll see if he's able to maintain the momentum he has accrued to this point. 8 charges on that. Roche, full max spawn at this point, 11 minutes, unfortunately, for Leo Style, who was scouting that out. Looks like another ball up bottom lane. They're not giving up on this one for Wheelwreck. They've been able to slow siege this tower down to about 40%, but they have lost out on a lot of these engagements. Leo Style not going to be spotted out here. There's no detection. Something was dropped. Sentry Ward dropped here, and he's just on the periphery of it. Leo Style is going to walk into this. He could get Yules up. He's going to get Gust. He's actually going to dodge it with the Ball Lightning. Orchid up, Derp here. Mystic Flare out onto 2. Fisher Echo Slam is there on 4. Huge engagement for Union Gaming. Poison Nova going to go off on the backside, but the Drow Ranger is probably going to fall here. Actually, they may not be able to catch up with him with the Poison Nova. He's going to try and TP out. Will be successful in doing so. So Sleesel going to survive, but everyone else dropping for the side of Wheel there. Big Echo Slam once again from Jericho, and he will survive himself. He did pick up that Blink on the Earthshaker. Huge item for them. Did use it in the earlier engagement on the low ground with that Echo Slam on 2, but they should be able to find at least one objective off this. Actually, very short res timers for Wheelwreck while gaming. And Ben Haz getting fatter and fatter. Does pick up the H-Dom, as I mentioned, so needs the lifesteal for sure. Maybe now will transition into that Basher Abyssal build and perhaps finish off the Satanic a little bit later on if the game extends that far. Roche may be scouted out here. They did have the Ancestral, the Static Remnant dropped by the room there, so they may have scouted out Roche, but perhaps not. And they won't elect to take it right now with the Echo Stomp, Earth Splitter, as well as the Swap, the Jump Poison Nova. They do have quite a bit of pit fight here. Relic now picked up a Ghost Scepter, so that's a nice pickup against the PA for sure. But there is a lot of magic damage from the side of Union Gaming, so they should be worried a little bit and very efficient with timing that. They will run into Greedy here with this smoke, presumably, and the Elder Titan moving pretty quickly with that smoke is not able to catch up to him though with the Bloodlust up on Greedy. He's running pretty quickly at 431 MS. Ben Haz gonna farm up some of these Ancients, 2,400 gold, almost 2,500, 26 now, and they will jump into Roche for W4. They should be able to bring this down very quickly with the Drow Ranger, with the Mask of Madness pop. Wave of Terror is there as well from the Vengeful, and they won't be there nearly in time for Union Gaming to contest this. And they will have now a second life for Sleesel, who is presumably building into a Manta, perhaps a Scotty, as you generally would see him go for the Yasha first, but maybe just needs the tank ability a bit for these engagements, and does do quite a bit of damage already. So Fisher is there on Fan of Soyon. Jump forward from Leo Style. He's going to dodge the Gust once again. Well played by him. They're going to use a defensive Yules on Fan of Soyon, and that'll sound the retreat from Union Gaming, as Leo Style did use quite a bit of mana there. Does have 11 Bloodstone charges though, and that regeneration rune, so we'll be able to bring down mid lane fairly quickly. And it looks like once again Wheelwreck while whistling gonna whistle their way down bot lane as 5 and finally look to take this Rax and perhaps tier 4s. They've been trying to end this soon for you guys. Maybe they're Cloud9 or Vici fans and they want to watch that game. But either way, Stifling Dagger goes out onto Derp. No initiation. Here it is from Leostyle. He's going to orc it up the Omni Knight. He's going to get gusted up. However, swap back from Phantom Soyon. Jump big Echo Slam on 3 from Jericho. Fire Blast goes into Sleesel here. Sleesel taking a lot of damage. Relic going to be able to ghost up and get off the Poison Nova. And Jericho will go down, but Penhaz will clean up the Venomancer. Phantom Strike forward onto Sleesel. There goes the H's. Baka going to survive for now. He does have the blink out as well, so he should be just fine. Gust onto 2. Mask of Madness pop by Sleesel. He's going to catch the concussive shot, however. Going to try and bring down Greedy, who's going to force up to the high ground, and they will bring down the Drow Ranger, keeping everyone alive there. Leostyle does tick down, it seems, to the Poison Nova and perhaps the Elder Titan, but again, 5 for 3 in the bot lane. 5 for 2, I should say, for Union Gaming. Wheelwreck just begging them to end this one. And looks like they need a second for Leostyle, who is lagging. Tons of damage done by that Earthshaker there. 2,400 damage. Massive Echo Slam. Jericho have been very on point with his Earthshaker Echo Slams here. And a lot of experience going the way of the 3 that did survive. And of course, most damage done was by the PA there. Poison Nova doing a lot of work. 2,600 damage for that Venomancer, but just not quite enough. And jumping in on Derp there has pretty much, like, they really put all their eggs in one basket for the size of Wheelwreck while whistling, because they really need this Omni to stay up in order for Sleesel to do work, and they've just been prioritizing the jump and Orchid onto that Omni, and he's not able to get that repel off on himself to dispel the Orchid, of course, because he is silenced, so not able to get that GA off, which is very good against the PA. And really, they only have one target they want to initiate onto, and that is the Omni. The swap was a little late from Fan of Soyon, and they weren't able to bring him down. The Yules cannot be used on allies, so Fan of Soyon or Elder Titan can't get Derp there. Their zoning Echo Stomp is a little bit too late, and with Leostyle being as fat as he is on this Storm Spirit, he does drop back down to 8 Bloodstone charges after that death, but being as fat as he is, able to jump in on that Omni Knight, and easy money for the side of Union Gaming. That's 4 times now they've tried to go towards this bot lane, and every single time they've been team wiped, except for the one where we did see Sleesel able to TP out in the trees here. But either way, Wheelwreck really throwing any advantage they ever had, which they never really surpassed an advantage at all. And 20,000 experience lead, 10,000 net worth lead for Union Gaming here. It's only a matter of time before they do start to push high ground. They do not have the greatest push lineup at all, with just the right clicks available to them, but they really just have to take more of these good engagements and then transition that into structural damage. But Jericho looking very good, now has the Force Staff in addition to his Blink Dagger on this Earthshaker, has hit some monstrous Echo Slams thus far in the game. Baka's found a Blink Dagger, so Blink Ancient Seal is also there for the Omni Knight, and or one other target, perhaps the Venomancer. If they're able to silence up that Veno and the Omni, the team fight for Wheelwreck is hampered greatly, and therefore it's going to be very difficult for them to find some good engagements for W4 here. And it looks like UG are in a good position, poised to tie this up 1-1 in the JDL Season 4, guys, but fortunately we do have more pausing happening. And yeah, Venomaster. Did I say that? Wow. Yeah, I'm a little hungover. Goal from Baka and Leostyle. Venomancer. Yeah. Thanks for that, Marath. Either way, no buyback available on the Drow, but it doesn't look like any of the lanes are pushed out enough for the side of Union Gaming to find anything. And Leostyle gonna find a bounty rune, fill up his bottle in this top lane here. 1900 gold in addition to that 8 charge Bloodstone at this point, so can look to build perhaps into a Hex here with 2000 available for that ultimate orb in one creep wave, and may pick that up at the side shop. That'll tank him up. He could build a BKB as well. He has been hit by the Gust a couple of times, and BKB would be nice also to mitigate the damage from the Venomancer ult. The slow does persist, but with Ball Lightning you're not too worried about a slow as a Storm Spirit. And Regen Rune spotted out bot lane here by this ward, as well as by Jericho, who is going to plant a ward on the high ground. Jump top lane though, Orchid onto I'm a Sheep sucks. He is able to Yules up the Storm Spirit, but he actually pops his Soul Ring, and the Soul Burn from Orchid is going to clean him up, though. So the Soul Ring, not the best there. Probably was looking to get a stop off. Jump forward, mid lane, Mystic Flare, swap out onto Relic. They won't be able to bring down the Vino, and they will feed over the Skywrath Mage, but the Ball Lightning going to clean up Relic there. Zip from the top lane.
I was never a fan.
And Leostyle, not a fan of Venomancer, who is going to go down there. 40 seconds on the sidelines, does have buyback, though. And most of the lineup from Wheelwreck does not, as the Venge, Omni Knight, and Elder Titan are all short of buyback money at this point. So perhaps this is finally the spot to go high ground. Stifling Dagger, Phantom Strike, Fisher is there, but it actually blocks out Benhaz. Jump in, Relic, or Repel has been dropped onto Sleesel. There is a Magic Missile there, Gust onto Benhaz as well, but he's just got too much effective HP with that Blur. Will there be a stop available? Negative Earn Charge is there. He's going to blink back towards his Storm Spirit. Should be able to get out for the time being. Jericho and Greedy going to look to flank things here. And if they group up for a big Echo Slam, this could be devastating. Stifling Dagger goes out onto Derp. Will there be a zip forward? Fisher's going to block things off for the time being. Fire Blast 2 times multicast onto I'm a Sheep sucks. Swap back from Benhaz. He's going to have to BKB here. They will find the Courier, which didn't have anything on it. Poor Mushroom is dead. But they're going to wait for Baka to re-engage, apparently. Leostyle is pretty healthy in terms of mana now with that 10 charge Bloodstone. Does have 2,300 gold as well. Can rotate over to that side shop. And he's actually got 4k gold. Don't know what I'm talking about. Does pick up the BKB. So this should be the GG push coming out from Union Gaming. Roche, of course, is down. Aegis is up here for Wheelwreck? No, I guess they lost it in the bottom engagement. Yeah, they did lose it to the Drow here, as I recall. And Force Staff now available for Greedy, so a little bit more initiation as well. Sleesel standing in the front lines. Derp is waiting in the wings here with Repel up on himself, and it is actually on cooldown. Greedy going to find a multicast. Fisher also going to be there. Purification is there. Jump in on the Drow Ranger, though. GA is finally going to be popped. Stomp does go out, not going to connect on anyone. And Baka going to be brought down. He will buy back from the Skywrath. TP to the top lane. And they are going to look for some more kills for Wheelwreck. There is a jump-in Echo Slam available, but no more follow-up. Benhaz on the high ground is going to find one. That's going to be your Elder Titan down. Gust is going to connect here. Force down to the low ground from Greedy. Benhaz available with a Phantom Strike. And the Mask of Madness is popped here from Sleesel. BKB pop. They're going to jump in on Fan of Soyon. He's going to get Orchided up and brought down. Poison Nova goes out onto 2, but Ancient Seal onto Derp. They're going to bring him down. Abyssal Blade onto the Venomancer. Mystic Flare going to finish things off. And the Fish are going to be there for good measure as well. Sleesel, the only one alive. Taking a look at the buyback situation. Nobody in the game except for Relic on the Venomancer, or the Venomaster, is available. And he doesn't have Poison Nova, so they shouldn't be able to mount much of a defense here. Jump forward, force forward towards Sleesel. He's going to be able to bring down Greedy, but the Fisher is going to be there. And the Ogre going to survive. Jump in from Leostyle and Benhaz. Benhaz going to finish him off. Instant buyback from Relic here. Omni will be up in 10 seconds. Glyph going to delay things for the moment. They should be able to get an easy lane of racks here. There is an Eule Scepter up. There's the Earth Splitter. Echo Stomp is going to be a little late. Benhaz is going to jump forward onto this Elder Titan. No buyback available for I'm a Sheep Suck. Stifling Dagger out onto Relic. TP's out from Baka. They will bring down the tier 3. They're going to have to back off, though, for the time being, as the Vengeful does respawn here. They do have the Omni Knight. They have a lot of damage available from Relic. Blink back up to the high ground from Benhaz. He will be able to make it out. And no swap available from Fan of Soyon. So definitely the one weakness of Union Gaming's lineup. They suck at pushing, and they're only able to bring down that tier 3. So the game gonna extend further. Baka gonna have to D up this bot lane. Skywrath Mage not the best at creep clearing, but does pick up a Ghost Scepter for himself, so will be a little bit more survivable. Did buy back in that one, and wasn't able to get back to the engagement, so unfortunately for him, that was the case, and he does expend a bit of his economy there. But Roshan not up for at least 40 seconds, unfortunately for either side there. Wheel probably would have been able to get in there and drop it pretty quickly. On the high ground is Leostyle with this clear vision. He will see Sleesel rotate into the pit, but doesn't actually. He does jump forward now. There's the Orchid. There's the Electric Vortex. Mystic Flare as well. Sleesel going to drop. No buyback on the Drow Ranger. This should be GG as they push high ground. Leostyle with a Haste Rune available as well. 16 charges on that Bloodstone. He can just back off. He's basically standing in a fountain at this point. And look at his regen. He has crazy amounts of regen right now. With that haste rune, will jump up, cut the wave. 1 crit, 1500 crit from Benhaz, cleaning up that wave. Plague Wards have been mounted mid lane. There is a stomp available from this spirit as well. He's going to pop that. It is going to hit on Jericho, but not going to be much. He'll be Force Staff back. Repel is up on Relic. Gale's going to connect onto Benhaz here, but they should be able to bring down these racks with relative ease without the Drow Ranger. Poison Nova actually going to whiff completely. It does hit on Leo style, but he'll be able to just zip out. And Greedy is going to find his death here with the stomp and one more right click, and they won't be able to bring down the racks once again. Poison Nova doing too much work. And 3,600 gold available from Benhaz in addition to his Abyssal, so he will be able to pick up that Reaver on the way to the Satanic and will be ever more tanky on that PA. But either way, they will have to disengage for now as Greedy goes down and Rack secured, or at least saved for now. For the side of Wheel Rack, they do lose 3/4 of the health of this ranged racks, which will not regenerate, but the melee racks still very healthy. Lane's going to be pushed out by all three members of Union Gaming for now, and Roshan is up and pinged out by Relic. Leo Style is going to be there with the clear vision from that static remnant, and he will now scout that for his team with that clear vision, and will pop an invisibility rune as well and look for Sleesel. They do ping him out. They can jump in here, but the Omni Knight is waiting in the wings for Derp, and they actually will jump into the Roche Pit, it seems. Jericho actually blinks onto the high ground. He has a Force Staff to get himself down if need be, but it looks like he'll wait for that blink as well. And no detection here quite yet. They are going to smoke. It's going to get instantly popped, but there's no detection. There's the sentry. Gets dropped. Leo Style just out of the range of that. And they will see the D ward, so they do know there is a sentry down. They should be a little bit worried. Leo Style going to push in the mid lane and force everyone back. Otherwise, they're going to take a lot of damage on their range racks. Now they can go into Roche. Space created by this Storm Spirit. Benhaz is there with Greedy. Jericho on the high ground, waiting for some counter initiation. Jump forward from Haka. There's Leo Style there as well. Ancient Seal. They bring down the Omni very quickly, and they'll burst him down under that Ancient Seal. And Derp has had a terrible time this game, and he really is the only priority target from Union Gaming. Once they bring him down, it's easy money for the rest of the team fight. And Chi's going to be picked up here from Leo Style. He's got 17 Bloodstone charges, is huge on this Storm Spirit, has been the standout player for the side of Union Gaming, and Aegis now in tow as well for Benhaz. He could have picked up that Satanic if he wanted to before engaging here, but elects not to do so. Stomp not going to hit anyone mid lane. A litter of poison or plague wards is now on the high ground, ready for this push, but they should be able to bring these down fairly quickly with Benhaz. And Ancestral Spirit does come out, is looking for a stomp here, and will be able to find it onto the Storm Spirit as he is gusted up as well. But Range Rack's going to go down to the units here. Melee Rack should be next to fall. Take a look at the buyback situation. None available from the Dire side except for the ET. They need to be very careful here. Benhaz does have the Aegis there. Earth Splitter is going to be popped. BKB is there, however. Benhaz will be caught by it. Looking to bring down Relic. Fire Blast. Swap back, however. Benhaz is going to drop. That's his BKB. Abyssal used as well. Leo Style trying to do work here. He's got the cheese. He's going to regen up fully. And he is going to look to back off for a second. Jericho does go down, doesn't get the Echo Slime off. Ball Lightning to the low ground. There's the Fire Blast onto Derp though. Big multicast. They can look to re-engage. Now that the Omni is down without buyback, Stifling Dagger goes out onto Fan of Soen. One big crit. 1540. Electric Vortex going to bring back the Titan. He's going to die as well. Sleesel going to drop here. Benhaz triple kill is beyond godlike on the PA. And Relic is the only one up. Instant buyback from the ET. They have buyback on Drow as well. They will look to go top lane. Echo Stomp gonna whiff here. In the mid, they do have this siege creep ready, and Benhaz gonna clean up the wave for the side of Wheel Wreck, and they will be able to put some harass into this tier 3. The Gale will catch on 2, nicely placed there by Relic. Stomp not gonna be there, however. And Leo Style probably pretty much regenning up here. He's going to jump forward. Ghost Scepter popped by Relic. Fire Blast is going to go out. He's going to get Yulesed up. Abyssal, though, onto Relic. They'll bring down the Venomancer. And he has no buyback available. Buyback from the Drow Ranger. Not sure why he bought back so late. He let his Venomancer go down first. And they'll just back up for the time being. So that will stave off the aggression from Union Gaming here. But GG is called by Wheel Wreck. And as they see Union Gaming going to drag this one out a little bit longer. No, I'm a Sheep said GG as well. Derp said fake, so yeah, there is still the game. And the Peruvian's a little salty about that one. Fake GG. So far, we see a fake GG from WH. And, yep, we will play on. Holy Master is the admin for this one. Hex picked up by Leo Style now, though. So they have the Orchid, the Hex, 22 Bloodstone charges on this Storm Spirit. And he is very, very fat. Second overall in the net worth. We're taking a look at the KDA, 14, 1, and 18. He's been involved in 36 kills or 32 kills. Good math for this Storm Spirit, and he is freaking awesome thus far for the side of Union Gaming. Ben has as well involved in quite a few kills, 27 kills to his name. 15, 1, and 12 on that PA. Been very survivable. Does pick up the Satanic, 4,800 gold as well in addition. And they do want to look to smoke perhaps and pick off that Drow Ranger, who they do not scout out. I don't know where that ping was coming from. Take a look at the Radiant Vision. They don't have anything in the way of on the opponent's side of the map, and they really should with that Storm Spirit. They should be able to grab up a gem and establish big time map control. They will smoke blindly here and look to find this tier 2 perhaps with baiting out Ben has in the lane. They did see the Bloodlust just get popped on him, so they should know that the smoke is there if they were watching the lane. But no pings from the side of WH. It looks like they will just sack this outer tier tower, as they should. We do have Baka blinked up to the cliff for some vision. And they will see the Elder Titan here. There is a Stifling Dagger goes out. Stomp is going to catch. Leo Style going to jump in, however. And they will swap him back, so they will survive for now. Mystic Flare, big Echo Slam, though. Guardian Angel is going to get popped. Fisher onto 3. Ben has jumps in with his BKB up. They will be able to bring down the Venge, presumably here. Abyssal goes out onto the Drow Ranger. Few more right clicks. That Mask of Madness is up. Leo Style going to jump forward. There's a nice gust onto 2. Drow Ranger going to try and back up. Big crit onto the Omni Knight, though. And there's the Unrefined Fire Blast to finish off the Drow Ranger. Relic, the only one up. And Jericho, one last right click from Ben has going to be able to bring him down. Jericho will tick down on the Earthshaker, as will Baka, but they should be able to bring this down. There's the good game, well played from Sleesel. Should be a real one. And Baka going to pop it as well. And either way, they're just going to continue to play. GG is popped there. Ben has and crew going to bring it to a tied series. And they will be, that's a huge game for them because they're now outright in 4th place, remain outright in 4th place. And they are 11-7 overall in the JDL Season 4. I am Morris Pease, your resident Canadian Dota 2 caster. This is HeflaTV. Guys, join Dota League Season 4, American Division 1. Thanks again for joining me today. We have some more Dota 2 coverage coming up for you guys on all our HeflaTV channels, of course. JDL does continue. GG League 12 CET and 16 CET continues tomorrow. The grand final at 16 CET, so be sure to check that one out. We do also have some more GDL TNC starting soon on the 13th, and Steel Series Malaysia also over on HeflaTV 2 on the 8th, so that will be tomorrow at 13 CET. So be sure to check back with us. Follow us over on Facebook at Twitter/HeflaTV, and you can follow me on Twitter at MRP_Dota. Thank you for joining me for the cast, guys. It's been a lovely day. I'm hungover as hell, so I hope that the cast wasn't too poor for you guys, but I appreciate the support, and thank you for joining us. I'll be back soon with some more Dota 2 coverage. Union tying it up 1-1 against Wheelwreck while whistling. So thanks again for joining me, guys. See you soon.